So I'll continue on about my trip to Ashford Castle in Ireland. On another night, the computers were out in the room upstairs. So I went to the front desk and they said, no problem, you can use the room where they book reservations in the dungeon. That was a trip. So they led me down to this room, tiny little room, unlocked the door, and told me to lock it on my way out when I was done. The room was just full of brochures. There was hardly any place to walk. So I went over to one of the computers, checked my emails, looked around, and just wondered what it was like to work there. When I was done, I left and locked the door and decided to head in the other direction. I soon came upon the kitchen, and all of the kitchen staff were seated watching television. And I was in such a happy mood. I just waved and said hello, and they waved back and looked like they were shocked, like no one had ever been down there before who was a guest. I kept on walking and got to a set of double doors, and there was a boy coming through with a tray just covered in candlesticks. I opened the door for him so he could come through, and he also looked shocked, and it was just hilarious to me. And I just loved the way these people were and how kind they were. I then went upstairs and went to this gallery where there were photos of the various famous people and celebrities that had stayed there. And the one that struck me the most was of Pierce Brosnan, who was standing in the photo with the chefs and the kitchen staff. And I thought, wow, so down to earth. And it was just so interesting to see that amongst all the other photos. To be continued.